back, everyone, for some more Ace Attorney Dual Destinies, and we are continuing on with this trial, which is really starting to get interesting. As last time around, we heard testimony from Detective Fulbright, or so we thought, but we now have the suspicion that he is the Phantom that we've been looking for, not just some bubbly detective, but we've seen some sides of him that we have not seen before, and we're about to do some mood matrix on him, just to find out what the heck is going on here. But before we do that, hope you guys have an awesome day today. Hope you guys are doing well. But yeah, we found out that throughout his testimony and proclamations and outbursts, there really is no real emotion behind any of that. But anyway, Blackhole's like, come on, Athena, show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Widget, more on me. Let's do this. Thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm an undercover investigator, but the Phantom was coercing me. He stole the moonrock and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I'm a bad person for cooperating with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do? Even with all his over-the-top expressions and gestures, he's registering no emotion at all. It's just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom's psych profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. Hey, what's going on? Wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, Detective? Me? I'm not doing anything. He's trying to hack into the Mood Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this. God. Fancy device you have there, but I'll tolerate no cheating, thank you. Sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. More like, as a spy. Thanks, Prosecutor Blackwell. There. Now that you can't hack me anymore, I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from us. Lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact, you've wounded me very deeply with that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden I'm getting overwhelmingly happy reading. Huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Grr. Yikes, now he's angry all of a sudden? What's he trying to pull? Like as not, it would appear our friend is not completely without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right? Precisely, which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell. You are correct. It is the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know. More like, for us spies. Seriously. But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute. I think I know. I sense it's a feeling you're trying to hide with the exaggerated emotions, Detective. A feeling I'm trying to hide? That's a good one. You're the ones who have been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of deep emotions I truly possess. Then you have no objections to me analyzing you, right? No. Analyze away. But I will state it again, I am not the Phantom, and be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect, because you're about to see what an undercover agent can really do. Me? The Phantom? No way! Oh, I'm so sad. See, I told you I have emotions. How dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over a moonrock? There we go. I found it. I found the one emotion you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of that chaotic storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about the moonrock. You felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Fear? Huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotions feels, huh? And it was a response to that moon rock. Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear concerning the moon rock because, well, by doing so, your identity will be revealed. Of course, that's it. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He has top secret information for all kinds of corporations and countries, so there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believed I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why, I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Detective Fulbright, I think I know why you would feel afraid. You were afraid that the Moonwalker would somehow reveal your identity. If his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me? Afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So, there really is something about the Moonwalker that would reveal his identity? Apparently so. Wait a minute. Maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the Moonrock, but more like he had to take it with him? Because there was something on it that would reveal his true identity.
Hold it!
Where do you think you're going? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? How many more of those toys does he have? Where can I get myself some? Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to this court right now. Why do you feel fear in connection with the Moonrock? In justice we trust, not emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid? Don't make me laugh. Ah! And what was that just now? But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Eek! It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts at analysis serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody would believe your claim that it's effective. In an era when evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the Moonrock anyway? Well, I admit I don't have any conventional proof, but I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen to the voices of the hearts of the people in the gallery. All I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side, because all they see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's not like he used analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. Uh-oh, he's got Athena doubting herself. Miss Sykes' analytical psychology has breathed new life into the courtroom. It has freed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting to the truth. What nonsense. Your Honor, the defense's claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to that Moonrock. I see. Very well. I will give the opinion of this court. In a trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidence is. But, Your Honor... There, you see? Nobody believes you in your trumped-up charges. However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analyses can contribute to making the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already. Surely you jest. So does this mean you will accept my findings in this trial, Your Honor? Yes, I believe your claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard to Moonrock. There we go. Thank you, Judge. That is the court's opinion on this matter. Then that's a win for me. No, a win for analytical psychology. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell this court the reason for your fear. Analytical psychology? My fears? Fine. I'll show you precisely why those abstract things can't be considered evidence. And at any point our confidence gauge depletes during this testimony, we will get the third of the 3 bad endings. But anyway, we're going to be hearing about his fear of the Moonrock. I felt fear when I thought about the Moonrock because it reminded me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the Moonrock? None at all. So the very fact that I'm afraid of the Moonrock means I'm not him. In fact, I'm on the side of justice. Or so you say. And there you have it. Now do you see why I'm afraid of the Moonrock? Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so does any 2-bit con artist. It's all meaningless in the absence of evidence. The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it right, don't know. With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable Phantom fellow to the other world together. You and I, Prosecutor Blackwell, we have a duty to bring the Phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. Indeed, by covering for Athena, I allowed the Phantom to escape, and as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction. I bear part of the responsibility as well, for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my attorney's badge as a result. The 2 of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the Dark Age of the Law. Then it is also a burden to cut away the foul specter we created, is it not? Until all that remains is the righteousness of the court and the faith of the people. Sorry. Sorry about that, I don't mean to gross anybody out. Trust. Understanding. Fragile ideals in the masses are controlled by emotion. Humans can't truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Once 2 people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you in your lives always. Cross-examination, his fear of the Moonrock. Let's go ahead and save. He felt fear when he thought about the Moonrock because it reminded him of the Phantom. Yes, he's very afraid of him because he took his family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the Moonrock? None at all. Well, I disagree. He would be afraid because of this.
Objection!
Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is. Of course! That's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Tarrant. That's right. And the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall. He dodged at first, so I only got his clothes. But I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. The knife went into the back of his hand. Miss Sykes then stated that she remembers the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the Moonrock. And he was afraid that if the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the Moonrock from the crime scene. You mean, if we ran the analysis now, we'd know who the Phantom is? Yes, I suppose so. But unfortunately, the Moonrock in question is missing. That may be so, but I'm certain I can explain what happened to it in great detail. You can? Of course. Not. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. What this court needs is a bully-free zone. Ah, the infamous sword of the beguiling bluff. Its edge is without compare. Come now, ready it with me, and show us just how finely it cuts. Your Honor, this is an outrage! Oh, I mean, this is an outrage? Go on, right, Dono. Let's start with something that's been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly moved the moonrock from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen. Oh, you're right. But here's something to consider. What if the Phantom hid the moonrock somewhere at the scene of the crime? Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then. All that in spite of the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined thoroughly, coming or going. You couldn't even smuggle a withered old leaf through those checkpoints. Does this mean that the moonrock is still somewhere in the Space Center? In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible. And why is that? The Space Center was searched from top to bottom, and especially the lab. But the moonrock was never found. Ah, how could I forget about that? A sad but true fact, we still haven't grasped on a grasp of how it was done. But the Phantom made the moonrock vanish into the ether. There's no way it just disappeared. Logic and evidence tells us otherwise. The Phantom didn't have the moonrock on him when he left the lab. Yet, a thorough police search didn't turn up anything. And it never turned up in the 7 years after that either. The Phantom made the rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Think, Phoenix, think. How did the moonrock vanish from the robotics lab? So, can you not show what happened in Moonrock, Mr. Ray? We're gonna go ahead and save. And I think there is a way. Yes, I can, Your Honor. What? Oops, sorry, I meant... What? Yeah. In that case, let's have your answer, Mr. Ray. How did the Phantom make the moonrock disappear from the crime scene? Well, it was through this, the Hope Capsule.
Take that!
That's the Hope Capsule, right? The one that went up with the Hat 1 rocket? He couldn't carry the rock out, but he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So, there was only one safe place to stash it. The Hope Capsule that was there in the lab that day. Yes, and the team must have loaded it onto the Hope space probe eventually. But if that's what happened, then the moonrock would have been launched up into space along with the rocket. Preposterous! It would mean that for these past 7 years, the moonrock was... Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moonrock in the most cosmic way he knew how. It was out there in the depths of space. Aboard the Hope space probe. Whoa. What? Order in the court. I understand now. The Phantom's original scheme was to sabotage the Hat 1 anyway. The villain. He used his primary objective to conveniently kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's right. He planned for the moonrock to be turned into cosmic dust out in space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. But Mr. Serbeck and the others foiled the Phantom's plot. The Hope space probe sailed off safely on its mission to return 7 years later, with the capsule in tow. If we analyze the blood on the moonrock, it should make one thing crystal clear, that you were the Phantom all along, Detective Fulbright. So, he killed Clay just so he could get the moonrock back? I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the Hat too, but at the same time he also had to retrieve the evidence of his crime 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with the capsule. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself, so he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. Probably hung on that capsule for all it was worth until his very last breath. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh. You really do. Boy, he's totally out of whack now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Why don't you just admit it to all now? There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator, I tell you. I am not the Phantom. The blood on the rock is just another piece of his schemes. A trap. No, I'm not so sure what to think. I suppose the Phantom is a spy worth his salt. A trap is not out of the question.
Objection!
But in that case, you could say anything is a trap. That's what makes a trap a trap. I've been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order.
Silence!
Further investigation? More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself if I must. Here and now. Guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackwell! Hey, you guys aren't really... Looks like I made it just in time. Edgeworth! I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I've uncovered some very crucial facts. Did you find something out about the Phantom's true identity? You might say that. I started by looking at the first people on the scene 7 years ago. All 3, an employee and 2 officers, were registered in the robot's recognition systems, but none of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright. That's not good. But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackwell, you'd best brace yourselves. Uh-oh. The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already long dead. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? An unidentified body that was found a year ago has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints. Then does this mean... Yes, that man there is an imposter pretending to be Bobby Fulbright. An imposter? Then this man, who in the world is he? Enough of your trickery. If you will not reveal yourself to us, then I shall do it for you. Oh, wow. What the... No! His face! Aw, look what you did to my mask. My mask? What is the meaning of this, witness? Okay, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now. Wait, but that's... Hey, Apollo! Yep, it's me, Solomon Starbuck. Mr. Starbuck? But that can't be right. You can't really be the Phantom, can you?
Silence!
Of course not. The real Starbuck was aboard the Hat 1, which was said to be destroyed. And has his long sides. Yeah, this is just another mask. I mean, didn't I tell you? I'm an undercover investigator. I can change identities at will. I can be anyone I want.
Objection!
Not so fast. I have the Phantom psych profile right here. If we compile a psych profile on you and compare the results, it will prove that you're the Phantom. It's time for me to show you the real meaning of the phrase, the end justifies the means. That voice. Those words. I cannot accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes. Professor Means. Is this mask? I'll take what I want by any means necessary. No. Give me that evidence. Huh? Time to take out the trash. Permanently. But how could you? Now, do you see now how powerful the end justifies the means can be?
Silence!
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's face. Ah, but that's the life of the undercover agent for you. My real face has no meaning or value to me at all. Or perhaps it is really the case that... You don't even know who you are anymore. What must you see when you look in the mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I'd wager. Well, aren't you just a master of psychology, Black Quill? That's right, I don't know who I am. I'm always living as someone else for my assignments. I don't remember what my face looks like, or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotions, and soul. I left them all behind. I have no self. I am no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss. What's with this guy? Is he even still human? And now we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright. Oh, huh? I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moon rock, you could prove that I am the Phantom. I believe there was blood on the moon rock in that capsule, now that we know you weren't even Bobby Fulbright. Your claims of Phantom Trap won't work anymore. Then why don't you bring this moon rock in? This decisive evidence from the Hope capsule. I think I will do just that. Get ready, because the Hope capsule was about to seal your... fudge! It was the courtroom bombing from the other day. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. It looks like you have finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for effort, but what a shame your hope was lost in that courtroom explosion. So that's the real reason this courtroom was blown up. It was all for the Phantom to destroy that one piece of evidence. I can't believe it. Have we really reached a dead end after coming all this way? Has the only evidence we have on this guy really been destroyed? How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
And the defense will continue to assert that you are the Phantom. Furthermore, we have proof. Actually, I think we do. Or at least a prayer. I believe we do have proof. I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright. At least put some weight behind your swing like that, no? I know, I'm trying. There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moon rock. But that was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing, and yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny parts, some little fragments still exist? Yes, and you can see the stolen moon rock there too. That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture? Well, very well, Mr. Wright. Let's see your proof. What evidence will finally prove the Phantom's identity? Let's go ahead and save. Well, it's the bomb.
Take that!
Is that the bomb that blew up in the courtroom? And the moon rock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity? Yes, Your Honor. Focus your attention on this photo taken after the bombing, specifically right here. And lo and behold, what do we have here?
Take that!
Please take a look at this newspaper article. This article about the Hat won? Now, please note the strange black and yellow rock there on the left. That's the moon rock, and when we look at this photo of the bomb fragments, see how there's a rock-like object with the same coloration? Oh my! Yes, I see it! It would seem that the moon rock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If we take a look at all the fragments that the police found, we'll likely find one with blood. And DNA testing on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom. Unbelievable! But that's impossible! Humph, a surprise to be sure. That's one bloody tough rock. Let us have the fragments tested straight away. Oh, and you'll be having a DNA test too, Fulbright. Bailiff, contact the police department immediately in order to testing. And with that, we are actually going to call things here. The next time I see you guys will be the finale of this case, so hope you guys looking forward to that. But thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far. I will see you guys again next time.